I was watching the AM Joy show this morning, and that was right after I had recorded the Bill Maher show, Real Time with Bill Maher. I watched that, and somehow I put the two things together, and I guess in a rather inauspicious way. The Bill Maher show pretty much was Trump bashing, if you want to call it that, or people taking up their power or whatever. But the thing that struck me was the fact that Mr. Maher, for the first time in a long time, didn't have an opportunity or take the opportunity to bring up Bill Cosby. And if any of you half-ass follow Bill Maher, you know that every opportunity he has, he brings up Bill Cosby and sexual abuse, rape, whatever, of various women. So, you know, when I got to the end of the show, you know, a light came on, and I said, wait a minute, Bill Maher didn't bring up Bill Cosby. So anyway, I figured I'd tune in to the Women's March in DC and across the country. And at the time that I tuned in, the AM Joy show was on. And the segment had Ileana, I guess that's her name, Ileana Garcia and Lisa Bloom. Now, Ileana Garcia is one of the heads of the Latinas for Trump down in Florida. Lisa Bloom, for those fans of you who don't know it, is the daughter of Gloria Allred, who is a known black man basher. So as I'm watching the show, all of a sudden, the allegations about Donald Trump come up. And the Trump supporter, Garcia, is basically defending Donald Trump. So let me play the segment, and it kind of goes in and out regarding the sexual abuse side and the rather inappropriate behavior of Donald Trump, and in particular, him allowing his daughter to be called a piece of ass. Here we go.
He's shown zero interest in women's rights. This is a man who sexualizes his own daughter, who's had a dozen women, including 4 of my clients, accuse him of sexual misconduct, who's bragged about sexual assault. So this is clearly not a friend to women, and we are here today in the tradition of suffragists.
I love the sash. Let's see it here.
I'm wearing a sash, and I have one for you, Joy.
Oh, look at this.
Because
look,
I want you to know this was made by a group of sisters in Colorado.
Oh my!
In the tradition of suffragists 100 years ago, who had to get out there and fight for our rights, and that's what we're doing today. And you are such a wonderful advocate for all people.
Thank you.
And you speak truth to power, so you should have that.
I appreciate that. Thank you. And go Colorado. You know, I'm going to represent Denver. So I mean, and when you hear that, Ileana, I mean, the reality is you do have a guy who, the way he talks about women, whether it's Alicia Machado, really sort of humiliating her. And we talked about this before. You know, the infamous Access Hollywood video. There is a sense, I think, when I talk to women anyway, young women especially, of a shock that somebody who is that just in the way he speaks about women is so denigrating to be president.
I don't find it at all. I don't find it that way at all. On the contrary. And one of the things I'd like to ask Lisa, you have 4 clients that have lawsuits against him.
No, they don't have lawsuits. They spoke out against him.
They spoke out against him, so he's really not guilty. I mean, he needs to be indicted to be guilty. I mean,
well, that's not true.
Like
First of all, the media, we talk about facts every day.
Now let me stop it right there, okay? First of all, Lisa Bloom, as indicated, has clients that have spoken out. So you know which way she's going as far as Trump being guilty of whatever the allegations are that her clients have made. But this Ileana Garcia basically said that he's not guilty. Now, there are more than 4, I believe, and I think they're going to give you the information. There's like 13 women that have made allegations, and there are some lawsuits, actual lawsuits out there against Donald Trump. But for some reason, Mr. Trump is not considered guilty by at least her and I guess the Trump supporters at a minimum. But where is all of this major outcry against Donald Trump for sexual assault? I mean, they came out and jumped on Bill Cosby with both feet, the kitchen sink, and everything else. And, you know, you had 50 women that quote unquote came out, of which 2/3 of them were actually proven to be without merit. I mean, you had women that came out there and absolutely lied, but we're always hearing the number 50 women, which is absolutely disingenuous. If facts are facts, it's about 13 to 15 who have the possibility of a valid claim of their statements. But you have at least 35 who have been proven to be absolute liars. Now, that being said, making a statement and proving it are 2 different things. So why is it that when these women make a statement, everybody swears up and down that they're guilty, and the whole damn world wants to come in and jump on Bill Cosby, whereas the same thing happens with Donald Trump, and this guy has admitted to his behavior, okay? He's admitted to grabbing women by the vagina, kissing them unwantedly, and a couple of other things. Bill Cosby hasn't admitted to any of that, okay? Bill Cosby hasn't spoken out in negative fashions against women. So again, it's a double standard. Now, the thing that hit me, and I'll be honest with you, I have daughters. And if some man asked me if it was okay if he called one of my daughters a piece of ass, I would be kicking his ass. But Donald Trump said it was okay. So now you tell me. Now, Trump's also made various other, I don't know, pedophilic, child abuse type statements about his daughter, that if she wasn't his daughter, he would date her, etc., etc. Come on, what kind of a man says that shit about his own kid? Anyway, let's go a little further on this particular video.
People haven't gone to court and been proven one way or the other, right? This is a man, if I may respond to the question that you asked. So this is a man who's caught on tape bragging about sexual assault. My client, Jill Hart, actually sued him for it in 1997, even though he says he hasn't settled lawsuits. 3 weeks later, very quickly, he came to the table and settled her lawsuit. Okay. So I think that does speak volumes. And how many women have to come out and speak out about it before 1 or 2 or 12 of them would be believed? Okay.
And, you know, and to that point,
that's my point, okay? But nobody seems to be jumping up and down, okay, like they did with Bill Cosby, okay? So Bill Cosby's been around for a long time. The man's 80 years old. Trump's in his 70s. What's the difference? You tell me. Donald Trump has been doing this shit for a long time, and he has admitted his behavior, okay? As was indicated, he settled a lawsuit. How come the DAs are not going back against him and reopening his case? Because as you note, Bill Cosby had also settled a lawsuit, issued a deposition in the case. Not only did they go back and break the deal on the issuance of the deposition, now they're reopening a case that he actually settled. So now again, you tell me, double standard or not?
Let's talk a little bit about the latest case. And your mom, Gloria Allred, the great Gloria Allred, legendary civil rights attorney. There is a defamation suit that's now been filed against Donald Trump, former contestant of The Apprentice. She accused Donald Trump of sexually assaulting her. She filed a lawsuit on Tuesday alleging that he defamed her when he claimed that she made up the assault. Now, that could go to court. So we could actually have the spectacle of a sitting president of the United States sued by somebody who alleges she sexually assaulted him. Does that give you any pauses?
That doesn't give me any pauses whatsoever. We've seen how he's overcome many obstacles.
Is that an obstacle?
Yeah, many of these things. I mean, you can throw all of these ingredients in. It doesn't take away. I think that the movement, this movement, I would want it to be a women's movement and not a man-bashing movement. That's how I'd like to see this movement, as a movement pro-country, not white man bashing or bashing men in general.
The question I would have is it bashing white men to say that this particular white man, Donald Trump, may have assaulted up to 13 women?
But has it been proven?
Not every woman. I'm not saying they're not accused, but some.
Okay, notice. Joy Reid asked her he may have assaulted up to 13 women. And Garcia comes back, yeah, but has it been proven? Okay, nothing has been proven against Bill Cosby, but now here's the difference. Donald Trump had all those allegations. His Apprentice show, which is one of the hottest shows on NBC, that's still going. As a matter of fact, he's got a new show, okay, he's the executive producer on, okay, with Schwarzenegger hosting it. And he gave that show some extra pub because the ratings on that show weren't the greatest. But his shows, okay, are still on TV, are in syndication. And he's been accused of assaulting all these women. But in Bill Cosby's case, he's been accused, okay, of assaulting, and let's boil the number down to the same 13 to 15 women that have made statements. He can't even be accused. They can't even get it into court, okay? So you got this one case that's up in court right now. But all of his shows have been pulled. His shows were in syndication, and for some reason, all of his shows have been pulled out of syndication. You tell me, what's the difference? Now, I mean, let's just call it the way it is. Donald Trump is Donald Trump. Okay, he's supposedly worth all this money. But the main difference between Mr. Trump and Mr. Cosby, okay, is the fact that Trump is white and Bill Cosby's black, and for whatever reason, if you're black, there is no benefit of the doubt. There is no innocent until proven guilty. Your shows are going to be pulled if there is any type of a hint of any indiscretion or inappropriate activity. Whereas if you're white, even when you admit to inappropriate activity, doesn't matter because basically white privilege kicks in. I'm sorry, but we need to get off of the Bill Cosby bashing. That lawsuit was brought by an attorney with political ambitions in the state of Pennsylvania. I don't know what's up with the judge, but that lawsuit should have never been brought. The opening of the deposition, we all know that was leaked by some clerk who was not supposed to do it. And then all of a sudden the whole damn deposition comes out. This man has been treated unfairly, period. He has been railroaded. He is still being railroaded, and it's just not right. So if the fact that they're treating him this way, I don't give a fuck whether Trump is president or not. He is a citizen, and he should be treated the same way when it comes to these allegations of sexual impropriety with women. That's just my thought.
in order for it to be legitimate in journalism and also in the law, it needs to be proven, and he needs to be indicted. So
Can I ask you something,
I don't see
Eliana?
how this is proactive to what you want to do
So
today.
let me, on that
Women's
point,
rights.
let's see, because I like you, and I want to find,
like you too.
okay, and I want to find.
Now, notice what she said. In order for it to be legitimate, it has to be proven. Well, they haven't proven shit against Bill Cosby at this point. So, again, why the double standard? You know, he's already guilty in the eye of the public. How come Trump isn't treated the same way? Especially when Trump has stated he does this stuff. Again, I come back to the statements that Donald Trump has made himself. You will not find any type of a statement like that made by Bill Cosby. Yet they're being treated in totally different manners.
Like common ground with you, because I think you're a reasonable person. And I thought about the sign that I wanted to make for the Women's March a lot, because I wanted to be very positive. And let's see if we can agree that, would you call yourself a fierce, fabulous feminist? Can we agree on that?
I call myself a fierce, fabulous person, because for me, feminist can be a lot of things. Feminist can be someone who, in reality, wants to go out and make sure that women aren't considered female sex pots like they do in Hollywood with the
we agree on that.
stereotypes.
So you're a feminist.
But there's also a feminist movement that is men bashing. I love men. I don't want to
But
bash men.
feminists just think that women should have.
Well, apparently, even though you guys, you love men, so I don't have any issue with you. But you got some of these other females that aren't of the same vein, let us just say.
Equal rights, and that we're actual
We do
people.
have equal rights.
Well, we don't actually. We don't have equal pay laws. Our reproductive rights are being rolled back. We don't have the equal rights amendment. I do women's rights cases every day. I have for 30 years.
How are women's
Now, this is where the lady, in my mind, just shows that she is, I don't want to say ignorant, maybe ignoring the things that she sees, because she's going to ask, at this point, a dumb question. And I know I'm getting away from the main topic of Cosby and Cosby treatment versus Trump treatment. But this is kind of important to show the mindset of one of the main Trump organizers.
rights being rolled back?
Let me give you one way.
Okay.
Trump has come in, and one of the things that he may do, according to the budget plan that they put out, is to cut back the Violence Against Women Act. Now, that's a demonstrable reduction in the protections of women, the federal protections of women. What do you make of that?
I don't know the details on that.
Well, the Violence Against Women Act is something
far, but what is that? Has it helped us so far?
Are you?
See, now that kills me, because I know about the Violence of Women Act, and a lot of people know about the Violence of Women's Act. Bernie Sanders got fricasseed because he voted for the excuse me, he voted for the crime bill, which had the Violence Against Women's Act funding for it within that bill. So if you've been paying attention politically to what's been going on for the past 6 months, you should at least have some type of working knowledge of the Crime Against Women's Act. Yet, she doesn't seem to know what the heck is going on with it.
The Violence Against Women Act, you're not sure it's helped us.
No, but are you saying that up to this point it's been necessary, it's been vital?
It's of course vital. The
All right,
idea
so
that
then this
women
today
get assaulted
will
by their husbands.
All right, so, Joyce seemed to be a little exasperated about the fact that this lady didn't know that the Violence Against Women's Act has been helpful to women. Anyway, I'm going to cut it off right here. Principal point that I'm making about this particular video, double standard. Donald Trump has admitted to aberrant sexual behavior, i.e. kissing women unwantedly, grabbing them by the vagina. There are various lawsuits that are still pending against him. 13 women have come out stating that he had made improper sexual advances towards them, yet it's not even a blip on the radar screen, while Bill Cosby has never made any type of public derogatory statement about women. 37 women, approximately 37 women, made statements against him that were proven liars. You have 13 that may or may not have valid comments against him. I say may or may not. There can be no lawsuits against him. You've had the government that broke a deal with him, okay, to suppress any statements within his deposition. He did settle with a woman. That settlement deal was broken by the government, and they broke their deal regarding the deposition, the release of the deposition, or the usage of the deposition. You had the Pennsylvania legal system illegally leak the details of the deposition that he gave, yet there's no outcry against him being railroaded. You tell me, unequal treatment under the law, unequal treatment, period.